Good morning, folks. Quick update before we get on to today's adventure, because we're doing some pretty darn new things that I am very excited to share with you. One is we're kicking off kind of a new vlog style of hunting series where if you're used to watching the Hunt Primitive YouTube channel, then you know that we hunt a lot of deer and hogs. And typically, if you watch a hunting video from the Hunt Primitive YouTube channel, it ends in us getting a kill. And I think that there's a lot to be said about keeping some of the mystery in some of the videos. And so we're going to do weekly videos, more of a vlog style, shorter videos, and no spoilers for you guys. So if you've been following me on Instagram or Facebook at Hunt Primitive, then you will notice that when I go do hunts, I often post updates as I go, and I let you know what I get into. Well, in this case, we're not going to be doing that. You're going to have to wait until the video's done to see what we're going to hunt and if I'm successful. And so I feel like that little bit of mystery, having 15-20 minutes as a little bit of an update of what's going on, what's happening in the shop, and then getting on to different adventures, I think it's going to be a fun time, and I'm looking forward to bringing you guys along. Now, you're probably also used to watching us on the channel, like I said, doing a lot of deer and hog hunts, and then occasionally we go out and do some bison or experimental archaeology stuff. But this year, we're going to mix it up and do some things that I've never done before, but I've kind of always wanted to. And ever since I was a kid, and I'm not sure why, but ever since I was a kid, I've wanted to go hunt black buck antelope. But of course, the only way that I am interested in doing that is with primitive bow, cane arrows, and stone points, and also spot and stock. I refuse to sit over a feeder, and I refuse to sit over a water hole or in a blind or anything like that. It's got to be spot and stock. Now, it's got to be, obviously, inside of a high fence, because you can't just go out and hunt black buck antelope running around here in America. You'd have to travel overseas. You have to go to some place like Nepal or India, and I don't even think India allows bow hunting. I don't know how that works. All I know is that would be a very big trip that I would be taking with a stick bow and a stone point, and traveling doesn't really appeal to me a whole lot because I've built a life that I really, really enjoy here. Like, I enjoy my family, I enjoy my workshop. Very hard to also get away for more than a few days or maybe a week at a time because of running the business, and everybody, of course, wants their orders. So I gotta kind of stay relatively close to home. But doing it inside of a high fence, when you really compare that, when you're trying to spot and stalk black buck antelope that are as wild as any whitetail I've ever seen, that's going to be really, really difficult, especially compared to, say, something like even hunting public land with a tree stand and a rifle to shoot a deer. You stand a way better chance of going to public land and shooting a deer with a rifle than you do coming to an 1,800-acre high fence ranch and hunting a small herd of black buck antelope via spot and stalk. So I know that the high fence thing's got some stigma to it. Listen, not every place is like a petting zoo. The place is big, it's thick, it's wild, and I'm not interested in hunting tame animals anyway. So you know, anything that I get after is gonna be a challenge, because if it's not challenging, I don't want to do it. Now, the chances of me going here and getting one today, very slim, because like I said, if you were hunting public land and you boogered some deer and they ran off, you could just go hunt some other places and get in on those opportunities. There's one herd of black buck antelope here. Once I mess those up, it's going to be increasingly difficult every time I want to do a stalk, because they're a herd animal, and I'm going to have to somehow try to stalk in on a whole herd, albeit relatively small. I think there's somewhere between 6 and 10 in the herd. I'm not exactly sure. But I'm going to have to try to sneak in on them and shoot a buck. And I really am not, I don't want to shoot an immature one. You know, I'm not really a trophy hunter anyway. I usually will shoot the first doe or small hog or whatever that comes along. In this scenario, probably not going to make a habit of going to hunt black bucks. So I would like to get a relatively mature buck, and it's got the darker color to it. So we'll cross that bridge when we get there. So this is gonna be challenging, but I'm looking forward to bringing you guys along. Well, we're after him this morning, just getting a good early start. Got all day And I'll tell you what, one of the best parts about doing this is over a certain amount of time I've built a rapport with these guys, and so they pretty much will turn me loose and I just get to walk and hunt. Now some of it opens up into more grass, so I mean going out and finding them out here might not be super easy, but they just turn me loose in here now, and most places won't do that for you. You know, if you go over to say like Africa or something like that, you're gonna have a pH up your ass the entire time, or you're gonna sit in a blind overlooking a water hole or something like that, and that's not something I really want to do. So this gives me the opportunity to come out to a place like this that's pretty darn big and pretty darn wild, and just spot and stalk around and just be on my own and hunt. And I mean, as you can see, it's got some thick spots and they can get away from you, so it's gonna be a tough day to hunt. Man, a hog just walked across the road. Part of me wants to go hog hunt. Yeah, up ahead a hog just went across, and part of me wants to get up there and try to shoot it, but I'm like, I'm not here for that. But it's hard not to shoot hogs. Oh man. I just found a black buck and they spotted me first. They're through the trees. The bigger buck doesn't know I'm here, but the smaller one saw me. Dang it. Man, they are spooky. I was looking behind me at that stupid hog. I just gotta be really patient. The good news is, it looks like they've now split up. Well, maybe they didn't split up, but either way, that came together really fast. I had no idea that I was going to find them that fast. It's just random, because this place is pretty big. And they were like 60 yards. But they're walking up. They're not terribly spooked, but the young one definitely ran off. So I need to get up here and get an arrow together. There's a hog up here in the... That one right there is getting spooky. See, look at that. I probably could have killed him if I got up, but there's one in here. There's one right in the palmettos. I could probably, it's getting pretty spooked now, but there's one in here. I could get him. I just, come on. There it is. I spooked him. There we go. You know how tempting it was to get in there and shoot one of those hogs? The thing is, I'm always opportunistic on hogs, but that's not what today's about, because I want to spend a day spotting and stalking these, and I can hunt hogs anytime. Today's a special day. Alright, so that might be enough screwing around with the hogs. I think it's time to get up and try to find these black buck. I figured if I spent a little time on those hogs, these black buck would have a chance to settle down, because that one did spook. So, just got to figure out where I want to go and try to find them again. If you look up there through the trees, they see me. Man, they are sharp. There's some scimitar horned oryx, and they are really spooky too. There's one still standing there. I'm gonna leave them alone. They're on to me. I tell you what, anybody thinks you're gonna come into a place like this and just wander up to animals, this is gonna be tough. The odds are definitely in their favor. Alright, the oryx are going that way. I also know the black buck went that way. Them oryx are running now, man. Everything's all up and moving this morning. So I'm getting in on stuff, but everything's just moving, and it is spooky in here. Okay, I just gotta slow down, and just keep hunting. I got to get to a point where I see them before they see me, and then wait and be very patient on the stalk. There's a feeder up here. Like I said, I'm not going to sit a feeder. And honestly, I don't even know if I want to stalk one. It's wide open anyway, honestly. But there's a black buck on the feeder. I don't think it's the really dark one, the really black one that I've been seeing. I think it's the one that's a little bit younger. But I would probably shoot it anyway. It's got some black on it. It's the other one that was with the one this morning. But I'm going to start working that way because the other one might be up there with it. I really want that really black one though. That thing is gorgeous. Yeah, there's hogs up here too, and that's an issue. Dang hogs pushing these black buck around. He's handsome though. Well, this is why it's hunting. It's fun. Okay, it's actually heading this way. So I don't know what it's up to. Yeah, it's actually coming this way now, so maybe it's leaving the feeder. I really don't want to mess with that one over a feeder anyway. So, I mean, it still would be really hard to get up on it. But I'm going to go look for the really black one. He ran off earlier. This guy doesn't know I'm here, and he's a nice one. But with him surrounded with all those hogs and everything, that's going to be really hard to get in on him. So we're going to give a wide berth to that feeder, and we're going to slip down. I think there's a road or something up here. Those oryx went that way too, so we're going to go real slow. And hopefully we can find that really dark one all by himself somewhere. Maybe I shouldn't have left that one that I had eyes on. I just seems so early. But I mean, in black buck, they'll hang out anywhere. And at this point, I'm just kind of looking for one. And it's like a needle in a haystack in here. It could be bedded down for all I know. The one thing I do know about the black buck from previous experience is when they bed down, they hide really, really well. And if you slip past them, they'll let you just walk by. So you gotta really, really look hard. They'll know you're there, but if they know they're hid, they'll hang tight. And then they just blow out like a covey of quail. There's a little hog right in this tall grass. I mean, he is so killable. He's gonna walk right on me. Oh, that little one's dead if I want to shoot it. That one's toast right there. That one is toast. He just made it too easy. It just made it too easy. You get him up in this tall grass. You get him up in this tall grass like that, and that's it. That one's toast. Once you get him up in that tall grass, he just fed his way right to me. I got into like 10. I got into 10, and he covered the rest right to me. Man, that's perfect. We'll go snag him in a few minutes. How do you not take that shot? Wow. No blood trail needed. I watched him go down. He ran over here. Man, I was so close. I mean, I just kind of plucked the bowstring. It's hard to hit full draw. I mean, they see you when you're that close. But it was like I never had a shot. I never really had a clean shot. There was either a lot of brush in the way, or he was facing me or facing to me, or a quartering to shot. So, I mean, he just walked right out. I mean, sometimes it's so hard, and then other times it's like the easiest thing in the world. She gave me just too good of a shot not to take on her. So, I don't know if she's laying on my arrow or what. Yep. Yep. Well, yep, that was a lung hit because it's still coming out. You can hear it. I mean, there was no doubt about it. It was like kind of quartering away. You can hear it hissing out of the hole. The last little bit of, but she's dead. That's just a, I mean, I stabbed her good on the other side too. I mean, that's just a close shot, and I think I ended up hitting the shoulder on the other side again. That's when you get that opposite away shot, you're basically aiming for the shoulder on the other side. Just dump that one right in her, real easy. Yep, made a really nice shot on that sow. Brought her down real quick. All right, sun's starting to get pretty high. I have a feeling that these things are going to start bedding up, but we'll just keep after them the best we can. It's I don't know, probably 9:30 or so, and I'm probably going to have to start transitioning down into the swamps, because that's probably where they're going to be. I think we're going to kind of walk through some of the open areas just a little bit more. I haven't seen that really black one since first thing this morning, so I mean, it's already held up pretty tight. So I don't know, we're gonna stick with it and see if we can't find them, or find even that other one. Well, the black buck were in here, just bedded up in here. I mean, they're spooky. This is gonna be tough. I was sneaking through pretty darn quiet, and probably 100 yards from them, and they just got up and hauled it. Well, it's about 1:30 in the afternoon now. It's pretty darn hot. And I'll tell you what, stuff was really moving good this morning, but after that, I mean, I don't want to take that for granted that you just walk around and just are going to see stuff all the time. It was a good morning. Lots of stuff up and moving around. Everything's really going to be bedded up right now, so we're just going to be slipping through these hammocks really, really slow, because even at about 10:30, 11 o'clock when I was slipping through the hammocks, stuff was, I mean, there's a million eyeballs in there. So I had deer and black buck and the oryx and everything that was just spotting me from way too far away. So different approach this time. I mean, slowing it down even more, and it's going to take me a few hours really just to really sneak through these hammocks, because once you just kind of blow them out, then you never know where they're really going to be from there. So giving everything kind of a chance to rest up, quiet down a little bit, come back after lunch, and now it's like very methodically stalk to a spot and then stop and really study for a while before I move on, just like it would be for deer hunting. So it's so tempting to try to get an oryx, but I really want those black buck. Okay, yep, black buck's coming out right now into this pasture. Man, it's so hot and they're still coming out. They're just walking right out into the grass. You should see them in a second. There's actually more of them than I thought. It'd be very tempting to shoot one of the brown ones too. Some nice bucks. Uh-oh. Oh man, the wind's kind of swirling. Don't know if you guys can see them through the trees right there. I'm worried they're gonna smell me. They all just ran off. My wind got me. God dang it. There was 4 bucks over there and the wind got me. I think the oryx are still over here, but my wind was headed right that direction. Alright, the oryx are coming through also. Man, they are so spooky. Something's up. Just let them move on. No sense trying to spook them. I really want those black buck, but they hauled butt out of here. It could take me hours to find them again. As soon as these guys stop paying attention to me, I'm gonna get back behind this. It's so hot, I gotta get in the shade. Alright, I'm gonna back up. Looks like they're going around that corner. They go around that corner, and then I'm gonna come up through the woods on them. Man. I'll tell you what. You can't get away with anything. Anything. I didn't think they saw me, but I guess they heard me crunch a couple leaves, and that put them on high alert. Because this wind's pretty still. We got a storm coming in. Man, I can't believe that. They are so spooky. Well, I mean, that's all you can do is just keep walking and hunting. All right, we're closing it out. It's sun's starting to go down. It's not totally down yet, but I don't want to hunt till last light anyway, because if I do get it, I want to get good video. And I mean, I've harassed this stuff all day, so it was a good hunt though. It was a really good hunt. Well, you're probably wondering how I feel after my first day of hunting black buck, and I'll tell you, I don't think I could have scripted a better hunt, because I specifically told my wife going into this hunt, I said, I hope that I hunt my face off all day long. I see animals and I put some stalks on animals, but I hope I get absolutely schooled. And the reason is because I told her, I said, of course, if I get an opportunity, I'm going to take a shot. But I'm genuinely going to be disappointed if I go in and I kill one the first day, because I'm a true believer that you cannot appreciate success without disappointment or without failure. And I wanted to be able to work really hard and then leave there thinking this is pretty much impossible. And from what I've gathered thus far, I never even put tension on the string one time. I was able to get, I would say, within 60 yards a couple times of black buck. Very, very difficult to hunt, but that's exactly what I want. So I'm going to be able to stick with this for the next coming months, just coming in for day hunts here and there, and I'm going to learn from every experience, and I'm going to stick with it. And if I can actually pull it off and I get one, I will feel very, very good about that. So I'm excited with the way that it went. I'm okay that I didn't get a shot. I want to be able to earn this one. So hopefully you guys enjoyed the hunt and seeing what it was kind of all about, and hopefully you'll be checking out those future hunts when we go chasing the black buck.